The Green Room 40 Tuesday. How do you like that, guys? Second week in a row, back on the gram. We're really getting it done this fall. I am very excited because I'm about to be joined by one of our favorite artists, an artist in residence at the Green Room 42, a Broadway star, a rock and roll star. It's going to be Reeve Carney in 1 second if I can get this right. You know, this is always my most terrifying moment. Okay, wait, Reeve is in the chat, so now I should be able to add him super easy. Let's see. Trust. I need an intern who's like young. Let's see. I feel like this is the moment of truth. It worked.
Yeah.
There's Reeve. How are you doing, Reeve?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to chat with you.
You too. Where are you at your office?
No, I'm in my apartment.
Oh, nice. It looks cool.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of Patti LuPone on the walls here, even more than at the Green Room 42.
Oh, nice.
Your place looks much more subtle and classy.
I'm at a hotel room in Indianapolis actually, because I'm playing a couple concerts here this week. So it's not even my place.
Oh well,
it's nice,
even
though.
your hotel, it's giving something. I love it.
Yeah.
That's like not cheesy hotel art on the wall.
It's nice actually. It's really it's awesome.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, and we are so excited. We're going to have you back, as we've been having you every month at the Green Room 42. We've got you coming up on Sunday, September 22nd, 7 p.m. And this is a very special one because after several months in a row of you giving us fantastic tribute shows, we had Prince and we had Michael Jackson and the Beatles. We have you coming back in the Reeve Carney show.
Well, I'm glad you're excited too. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, you think I only like the covers, Reeve?
No, I'm just glad to hear that. I'm glad to
I think everybody's excited. I mean, it's really you know, I guess the cover shows are really cool because they're sort of in this gray area that's partly Reeve, the singer-songwriter, music artist, and partly Reeve, the actor, you know, covering you know, other people's words and music like you would when you're in Hadestown or Spider-Man or whatever. But this is really the pure unfiltered Reeve Carney we're getting.
True, yeah. That's true. It's nice to get to do. I just love playing, and it's been really fun for me getting to. It's a lot of work to put on the cover shows in particular because you know, you only have so many hours in a day to do. But it's been really fun, and it's actually honestly it's helped me. I think it's helped me with my songwriting, which doesn't surprise me. But sometimes you forget it because when I first started writing songs, the thing that helped me the most was without even trying to. I would start, you know, learning other people's music. I remember actually, and I don't mean just like listening to it and kind of playing it by memory, but actually like dissecting it. I remember doing that with an Aerosmith song when I was like 18, and that really propelled me into like my songwriting process. But yeah, like so it's been really cool for that too. And I have a new song that I've written that I think I'm actually gonna be officially releasing soon.
Ooh, new recorded music. I mean, if I was more technologically savvy, we would have like a little a flashing you know, little banners or something. New recorded music.
Yeah, I don't know either how to do. Yeah, so it's been cool. So it has been great. It's nice to have that balance to be able to do both because I think they really have been helping each other, which is really cool.
What do you? That's interesting to think about that because I imagine you writing music like in a quiet space, like, you know, either by yourself at home or on the road, or even with the band or in the studio. But I don't imagine you thinking about it in terms of a live show and putting together a whole evening. How does that come into play?
Oh, like you mean am I thinking about how this will function within an actual live performance when I'm writing it, kind of thing, or?
Yeah, that, or even just how the playing it will go. Like do you ever think about them as like not just something that's going to exist on record, but like something you're going to have, you know, to do live?
Yeah, honestly, playing at the Green Room 42 in particular has like helped me. I think it's actually helped my writing process as well because what I've noticed is that the songs that I select for my Green Room 42 performances are songs that I think are that stand alone, that probably are among my strongest lyrically, I would say, and also ones that I think can stand alone with just like a in a one man show
Mhm.
thing, which tends to be the case more so with songs that are like more structurally sound, I guess, in a way. So it's kind of encouraged me to write songs from that. I mean, I want to write songs from that perspective, but even more so knowing like, oh yeah, well, yeah, I want to write something that I'm going to want to play as in a one man situation.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting to think about, like certain songs that just, you're going to keep gravitating toward for the live
Yeah,
shows as opposed to the
yeah,
ones that will just kind of be on disc for life.
yeah. And sometimes there are ones that you wouldn't that I might not even expect that I would do as one man thing. But that's the cool thing about it too, because like the studio recording will possibly be extremely elaborate, and then I just like it when a song can function in both forms. Like if it's
Mm.
like a really elaborate production, then it can also function as like a campfire song or whatever, like just like guitar and vocal or piano and vocal.
Do you ever want to go back with any of your old tracks and do like, Reeve's version and just
Yeah, I kind of did that a little bit. My album Youth is Wasted is in some ways is like kind of half that because I was able to do it at a certain point. There's a certain restriction they have with when I was signed to Interscope Records, any record label, they have like a re-record restriction,
Mm.
which I think is kind of what Taylor Swift did, I think, where it was like it was past that period.
Yeah.
I think once you get past five, it depends, but usually it's like 5 years is a thing where you're able to re-record songs and release them in a different form. And I kind of did that with a few songs on that album, and yeah, it's interesting because like you find that after years of doing something, you're like, oh, I think I could do this, not necessarily better, sometimes better, but also definitely different. I remember Alanis Morissette did that with Jagged Little Pill, which is a tough one because that album's so great that it's like, how do you improve it? But she made a new version of that like 20 years after that came out.
Yeah. I wonder if that was part of the inspiration for the Broadway show, that
Yeah, maybe.
she revisited it and saw that it worked in a new context.
Yeah, probably right. I bet that. Yeah, I bet you're right.
Well, that leads me to my next question. I have to ask you. I mean, you've done so well as a performer on Broadway and as a creator with your own stuff. Would you ever think about writing a Broadway musical or any kind of musical?
I've thought about it a lot. I would love to, and I've been approached by some people that have been wanting to put my music to like essentially use like a number of my pre-existing songs within the context of a narrative, and then I would most likely have to do a lot of rewrites to make them
Mhm.
work, but then also write some new material to combine with that. But that's been really cool. There have been a couple people who approached me about that, and I would love to do it. And I would also love to write something from the ground up. But I know it's quite a lot of work. But you know what? Yeah, it's maybe this coming year. I mean, who knows? It could be the time where I start thinking about that a little more. So I certainly would love to. And then the trick is like my instinct wouldn't be to write something for myself, but the smart thing probably would be to write something for myself because it would be fun to be in it. But
Yes, yes. Although if you don't write it for yourself, you'll probably have a more peaceful journey as a writer to be able to,
yeah,
sit in the audience and watch the piece grow
yeah,
and, not be wearing 70 million
yeah,
hats. But
that's true. Yeah.
as a creator of a new show, if you can get a talent like Reeve Carney in the cast, you're probably going to want that too.
Thanks.
How do you decide?
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Well, so talking of this show coming up, is it going to be all your original stuff, or do you ever like put any covers into the
Yeah, I
show?
mean, like I used to play like one or two covers in those sets, and I haven't in a while simply because I've been doing so many cover sets, and I'm like, oh, I might as well just do. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off before then. But there actually is a show. I told Eva the other day. There's a song from The Great Gatsby that I really want to do in my set, and I don't know if I'll have time to learn it for the show, but if I do, I might do. But yeah, it's kind of unexpected. I don't know if I'd want to say. I could say what it is, but probably I wouldn't. I'd rather surprise people. But
Yes.
there's one unexpected song in the show that people might not expect me to do. Although people who come to a lot of my shows, they might very well expect me to do this particular one.
They know what you're all about, Reeve.
Yeah, 'cause I've seen that show 7 times now already.
Wow. Well, it is a great show. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
Eva's fabulous in
yeah,
it. The whole cast is great.
yeah,
And honestly, like, I mean, obviously I knew Eva was going to be great. She's been great in everything I've seen her in. And I've been a fan of all the writers of that show, and they're different career tracks for, you know, some of them like 20 years now. But what I didn't expect was how beautiful and sexy it's gonna look. I mean, for Broadway to get that like Gatsby style, so nailing it. I mean, people always do Gatsby as like a theme party, and it always kind of like falls flat for me. But this was just chef's kiss.
Yeah, and I love that it also simultaneously is like a huge semi-traditional Broadway musical, which you don't see that many of these days.
Totally.
It's great to have those, because like that's stuff I grew up. I mean, I did, the first show I ever saw live was Cats, but which is also big, but not really traditional.
Yeah.
I grew up like the music that I grew up loving, and you can kind of tell from where I do the Reeve, Carney Sings the Divas. Most of that stuff is from like those classic big Broadway shows, and I tend to love the music from those shows.
Oh, yeah, for sure. By the way, did you see the new production of? Well, it just closed. The recent production of Cats.
Yes, that's one of the my favorite things. Like we went to see Andre, obviously, and went away loving the whole thing.
Yeah, of course you went to see Andre. Yes, the fabulous Andre de Shields.
Yeah.
So amazing as what's his name, Old Deuteronomy, and the whole cast so great. Such a cool.
I'm hoping. Do you think they're going to bring it to Broadway? I heard they might. Is it?
Yeah, I heard that too. I guess there was something because they need like an environmental space. So were they going to be able to go into the circle and the square? Right. I don't know.
I hope
Broadway gossip, you know. But I hope more people get a chance to see. I'm sure they will, because it was so acclaimed and everyone loved it, and it sold so great. There's no way that's not.
Yeah, I feel like that could run a long time on Broadway. Like that. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Well, look, the original Cats ran for, what was it, like, 20 years.
Yeah.
And so it's just.
But this has like an added element to it that, like, I feel like serves the community in a totally different way, which would be really cool.
So many like secondary, tertiary numbers in that show that I never really cared about, like the little like duet act. What is it, Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser?
Yeah,
like, I always kind of like was like, whatever with that song, but they give it all. It has so much more story when it becomes about the ball competition, and so it was just so interesting.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's almost like I haven't really heard this from, not from any reputable source, but like. There's a thing about it in like the time period in which it took place. It kind of feels like there could have been some sort of substance fueling that process, which like makes me think that maybe it could have been about like accidentally about the ball culture. I don't know. It's just like because it seems so random. Like otherwise, I've always loved the music from Cats, but the lyrics. I mean, I know this from poetry, obviously, but like it some of that seemed fairly random to me until this version.
Totally. I mean, honestly, even going back just to the original T.S. Eliot, like there might have been some kind of substances going on with him. I mean, that is a pretty trippy book that he wrote out of nowhere. But cat people are weird anyway.
Yeah.
Well, so okay, Reeve, this is very exciting that there's a potential Great Gatsby number in there, just to really throw it for people. But it's mostly going to be the original Reeve stuff. You mentioned a new song. Do you think that will be in the show?
I'll definitely be playing that again. It's been my second time. The only other time I played it is Agreement.
Oh, wow.
I'll be doing that again. But I do have a recording. I've pretty much finished the recording for it, which is why I'm going to be releasing it pretty soon. So I've lived with the song a lot longer now, which will be nice.
That's great. Now, is that just going to be a single release?
Yeah, it's only I might do that for a little bit now, because I would like to get music out more frequently, but with the amount of time I spend, I mean, for instance, like on this, I probably spent about 300 hours on this song already.
Wow.
And like just to find that time for like 12 songs, it would take, even if I did that and that's all I did, it would take like a year and a half probably. So so I think I probably might do this for now a little bit, try to do one at a time or something.
Amazing. Well, we certainly know that song is well rehearsed then. I mean, people are going to see something that is deeply felt.
Yeah.
And then, well, we just have to tease a little bit, because coming up in October, we have your Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, we all saw you as Riff Raff when you did that on TV with that amazing production. What was that, like 15 years ago?
Yeah. It was actually it came out just almost 8 years ago.
Was that all? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Well, this is why I'm getting old. All time is crunched for me, especially after the pandemic.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's crazy.
But this is going to be you, what, like basically singing all the songs?
Yeah, yeah, I'm singing the whole thing. So like that, I'm
Amazing.
excited about that because like so much of that stuff, I would, no one would cast me as Janet, but I can cast myself as Janet,
Yes.
which is fun.
Yes. Wait, what about the duets? How are you going to make
I'm
that
doing
happen?
those too. Like it's really fun. I've been working on that a lot already too. So
Wow.
I'm really excited. Like yeah, I'll go back and forth. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm really excited about that.
Well, that's coming up October 25th. We have
Yep.
2 shows of that, 7 p.m. and 9:30. But people only
Yeah.
have one chance to see this Reeve Carney solo show, and it's Sunday, September 22nd, 7 p.m., the Green Room 42. And all these wonderful fans that are not in town, they can live stream it and they can enjoy that for a whole week. They don't even have to stay up to some weird
Oh, that's
hour in
cool.
whatever country they're in. Yeah.
I didn't
They
know that.
can yeah, that's right. They can watch it multiple times during that week. Like it's really a great bang for your buck.
Oh wow, that's
Like
cool. I gotta tell people that I actually didn't know
yeah,
that.
it's a super steal for the magic of the Reeve Carney show. Just like you're in
Thank
the
you.
room, but nothing better than being there live in person.
Yeah, and I mean, like, as far as I agree with that, obviously, but like, you guys do a great job with the live stream because the sound quality is actually, as far as like direct microphones go, it doesn't quite sound like like a total board mix, which is awesome. Like, because that can be a thing sometimes, and I'm always impressed with that.
Wow. Well, that is a great compliment. I will pass that on to the wonderful
Yeah.
Sheridan. And we're so happy to have you, Reeve. We can't wait for this one and the one after and all the ones to
Same,
come. Have a
same
great
here.
time in
Thanks.
Indianapolis and enjoy your beautiful hotel room for the next 10 minutes of break you have before you go back to work.
Yeah, thanks. I actually am gonna try to get something to eat before I go back to work, and then yeah.
Yeah, always smart. Well, all right. Well, we're looking forward to it, Reeve. Thanks for chatting.
Thanks so much,
Talk
man.
to you later.
Talk to you later.